Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth, and today we're going to be playing Womp Bullseye. So a couple of things before we get into today's puzzle, and this incredible thumbnail in a second. First off, just apologies for some of the shenanigans that happened with some of the previous puzzles. You may have noticed that some of them had odd videos, odd rules. It was a chaotic couple of days where one of my dogs was so sick, unfortunately, that she was actually admitted into hospital. A common bug supposedly around where I live, where a lot of dogs get sick, and essentially just having a really difficult time. Now, I don't know exactly what was happening with the fact that it wasn't recording the grid, but yeah, I stand by the quick rush to actually have a quick solution out there so people can see it. Even it was so rushed that I didn't actually copy the new rules. One advantage is it gave you a little preview about what puzzle I was actually recording, and you saw the very next day. Anyhow, Womp Bullseye. So Womprats are clearly a character. I say clearly, you may not necessarily recognize what's happening there in the background, but it is essentially a species that is part of the Star Wars universe. You're going to look at what the character looks like in the right hand side, and that is definitely not a Womprat. But at the same time, I don't know how much I want to push a copyright strike on my channel, so I'm satisfied with it being a rat/mouse holding a lightsaber and Sleuth taking a bullseye shot at somebody with a sniper. I don't know why, and I don't even know why Sleuth, I guess having solved, crimes across time, is now having to travel to new universes and new galaxies far, far away, I guess to solve crimes over there instead. But I don't know why he's holding a sniper rifle. We're going to take a look at today's puzzle. Right. Sometimes when you look at a puzzle, you can tell this is going to be fantastic. It's got a 93% rating at the time of the recording, and as soon as I saw the grid, I was really interested. I know this looks like a good time. I don't know if it is, but I'm playing it and I'm recording it, and I hope it will be. It does mean that there is two puzzles back to back from Megan 033, but thank you for the feedback about when I raise the same concern around willpower. You guys don't mind as long as it's a fantastic puzzle. Keep featuring the same person the same day if they have the best puzzle on this particular occasion. So we're talking about Womp Bullseye in my T16 by Megan 033. Rules, we've got normal Sudoku rules apply. That means place the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. We're all very familiar with that one. Then we have digits along a diagonal cannot repeat. And I think that is in reference to, it's kind of very difficult to see, but there is a thin blue line that's going through diagonally, both the negative diagonal and the positive diagonal. So digits cannot repeat on either of these. Now, if you put 2 and 2 together, or in this case 9 and 9 together, because each diagonal is 9 cells, that means also, it's almost like normal Sudoku again applied, they can only have the digits 1 to 9 once each. Then we have, of course, German whisper lines. Adjacent digits along a green German whisper line must have a distance of at least 5. If this was a 2, for example, this would have to be 7, 8, or 9 to be 5 or more away. If that is an 8, this would have to be 1, 2, 3. And here it's representing exceptionally well kind of what the behavior is of a German whisper line. High digits 6, 7, 8, 9, low digits 1, 2, 3, 4, and you oscillate back and forth between them. No 5s on a German whisper line. Give it a go and you'll understand absolutely why 5 or more away just doesn't work with a 5. Digits along a magenta Renban form a set of consecutive non-repeating digits in any order. So that is a 2. Either this 5-cell Renban is 1, 3, 4, 5, or I could drop the 1 and have a 6, and that would be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It can be in any order, so this could be a 3, this could be a 5, 6, let's go with it. This could be a 5, this could be a 4. Chaos in terms of ordering, but that's fine. What I cannot do is have non-consecutive digits, like a 7 in here. And what I also cannot do is have a 6 in here and a repeated 2 in there, even if it is consecutive. Here, That is terrible. How am I doing this? 5, 4. So it may look consecutive, but I've repeated the 2. That is not allowed either. Digits in cages do not repeat, and some to the clue in the top left. We've got 2 9-cell cages. If this was a 1, this would have to be an 8 to make sure that these 2 cells add up to 9. These 2 cells also add up to 9. A black dot between cells indicates cell values with a 2-to-1 ratio. If that is a 2, this would have to be 1 or 4. Essentially, one cell is double the other. And we have white dots. So if this cell here was a 6, this would have to be, it's a bad example. Let me try that again. 7, this would have to be 6 or 8. As long as essentially they are consecutive, that is also absolutely fine. So, if you are excited as I am by looking at this grid and you're thinking that looks like a good time, and you don't mind the long trip to a galaxy far, far away to solve this particular puzzle, link will be in the description down below as usual for you to play along. And with that said, I'm going to restart the clock and see how I get on. So, 9 cages, 4 ways of doing that. I don't think this is the place to start. One place to start is in the center. That's a 5. Reason I can tell this immediately is if you focus on box 5, everywhere is a German whisper line except for the center cell. And I've already covered in the introduction that 5 can never be on a German whisper line. Same is true for the diagonals, actually. They're all German whisper lines except for this digit. I am going to do a bit of coloring, gray for 5s as in a neutral color. 1, 2, 3, and 4 on German whisper lines will get blue for kind of low, and red will be for 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, I don't know which is which, but I do know that they oscillate. And I'm actually going to specifically pick this one. And I have a suspicion that is going to probably pan out. So I'm going to go with purples. So every other digit on this German whisper line will be purple. And I'm going to go with oranges, and every other cell will be an orange. Now, I was very specific. I went for this particular German whisper line from all of them. And the reason for that is I just spotted in box 7 that the center digit has 4 German whisper neighbors. So the only one, am I going to do this? I am going to do this. The reason is, like if you think about all of the digits, 6, 7, 8, 9, I really should lose the 5. We don't need that. 7, 8, and 9. If you think around the possible digits that are 5 or more away, 4 and 1, it's 4 of them. 4 and 9, it's 4 of them. Once you get towards the center, it's only 1 digit. So that's kind of the setup in terms of possible neighbors. And it gives you an idea around the kind of pressures that's involved. This cell has 4 neighbors. So it can only ever be 1 or 9 because it has 4 neighbors. Keep in mind kind of these notes because I am going to use this extensively for my solve. So this is 1 or 9. On the opposite side, I see that is only another 1 or 9. And it's clearly got to be the opposite polarity. So I don't know if this is 1 or 9. The other one will be the opposite though, because you can't have the same digit in 2 cells. And all of these now have to be purple. In the same row. That's purple, that's orange, and that is orange. That is orange, as weird as that sounds. Consecutive digits, well, either they're the same polarity, or they're going through a 5 to get to the other polarity. This is not a 5 because it's a German whisper line, so that is orange. This is orange. So I said that there's 4 ways of doing 9 in pairs. So 1, 8, 2, 7, 3, 6, and 4, 5. There are no 4s or 5s in this. In fact, there are no 4, 5s, or 9s in any of these. Because of this 5. And because of that, let me remove the 4, 5 option. Essentially what I have is a low digit and a high digit to add up to 9. Once the 4, 5 is eliminated, it kind of behaves like a 10 in terms of polarity mixes. So this here has to be purple. This here has to be orange. These two are the same color. I don't know what color that is. I am going to start another set, maybe green and yellow. That's an awful... I'm just trying to preserve blue and red for when I actually know what's going on. But what that tells me is essentially one of these colors, the purples, maybe, if the purple is green, I've already got 4 of them. So these two have to be yellow. These two have to be yellow, yellow, and these have to be, oh, hang on, this is, well, I was going to say this is green, but this is orange. So orange is green, green is orange, yellow is purple. Did that make sense? Since this cell is between, hang on, I think I went through that a bit too quickly. These two are yellow, essentially because these two are green. Just think about sort of the setup of this center square. Green is oscillating, so it's going green, yellow, back to green. Has to oscillate. Therefore, because of the setup in row 5, this had to be yellow. Pretty happy with that. And again, German whisper lines have to oscillate, so these yellows are yellows, and in between them is a green, which I've already indicated is orange because of this white Kropke dot. So that is absolutely solid. The yellow, therefore, is purple. The green, therefore, is orange. Fantastic. I say fantastic. I still don't know what is low or high. I've colored a huge amount of the grid, and I'll be honest, I don't feel particularly rewarded for it. Let me think about this. I need to lose these, otherwise it'll confuse me. I can see that these oscillate. I can see that they're different colors, but I'm not too sure what is going on. Maybe Renban time. Yeah. So these Renbans, I remembered explicitly saying that they are 5 digits, which means they have to have a 5. Even if this is an extreme one, like a 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I have to have a 5. 5 is not on a German whisper line. It's not on a black Kropke dot, otherwise the counterpart will be 2.5 or 10, neither of which is allowed, and it's not this cell. That's a 5. So one possibility is all of these are purple, and I essentially have a single polarity across all of these. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, 7, 8, 9, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I'm not sure how I can determine that. No, I can. 3 purples, no 5s. So this box is essentially made up of 5s and purples left on this Renban. And this cell is not a 5. It is purple. Now I have 4 purples in row, whatever this is, 7. That means that's got to be orange, and that's got to be orange, and that is 4 oranges. Doesn't help me with this cell, by the way, because that could still be purple or orange. Yeah, don't know. Not sure. What it does tell me is, because I have both orange and purple, is that I have 4 and 6 on here. Right, maybe I should go back to row 5. I was talking about, how am I doing? Sorry, I will probably need to post this. It's not going to be a quick solve, clearly, so I'm not going to be finished before I need to do something very briefly and come back. Hopefully remember where I left it. But no 4s, no 5s, no 9s. And then one of these is 1, 8, one of these is 2, 7, and one of these, I mean, I'm saying one of these, I don't know. We've got 3 pairs, 1, 8, 2, 7, and 3, 6. So in a way, I have essentially one of these is 4, 9. One of these will be also adding up to 9, like a 3, 6, or 1, whichever one is not in these. It's not helpful. what I really need to do is learn the polarity of these. The 4, which is not in any of these cells, is in either the purple cells or the orange cells. Now take a look. If I put a 4 in one of these center orange cells, I'm going to break the puzzle, because to be 5 or more away, I'm going to have a double 9. So one of these purples is a 4, and therefore purple is low and orange is high. We have polarity. Also means that 9 is in the middle, and one of these is a 4 with a 9 immediately next to it. Right, we're onto something. It gives me the color in here as well. So why does it give me the color is 4, 5, so let's say 3, 4, 5, 6. Now the decision ahead of me is either I need a 2 or a 7 to make this. No, it doesn't. I can easily put a 6 in here, a 7 in there. Yeah, sorry, I was having a moment there, a senior moment. Ignore it. Oh dear. It does give me a few more digits, 1 and 9. Let's go with that. I can absolutely have a 6 in here and a 3 in there. I don't see a problem with that at all. So this can be a 7 and this could be red. So ignore my thought here entirely. That is not the right deduction. Now one of these is a 9, because one of these is a 4. Its neighbor on the German whisper line will be a 9. If that's the 9 on the white Kropke dot, that would be an 8. So I could have 9, 8. These would be 6, 7, 9. No 6 in here. So this is, let me just be clear, 7, 8, 9. So one of these is absolutely, one of these reds is a 6. Because it can't be in the middle in here. Joined with a 3. And these cells are from 1 to 4. So depending on which one is joining the 9 in the middle, its counterpart that adds up to 9 will be in one of these cells. And then these are 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 6, 7, 8, not 9s. Because they're not 9s, this one could only be 1, 2, 3. That's not a 9, that can't be a 4. Because otherwise both of these would have to be 9s. That is not a 9 either, because of the same logic. That is not a 4. This is 6, 7, or 8. It's not really helping me make progress, is it? Not being, oh, it doesn't matter. Not being a 4 means I could have anything. I could even have a 6 in here with a double 1. 4 can be here, 4 could be there, 4 can't be there. This is 1, 2, or 3. Yeah, this is okay. This is proving to be a trickier puzzle than the 1-star rating is indicating. I know that there is also on this Renban another 5, and I know it's not this cell or the German whisper lines, but it could be either of these, and I don't know how to determine it. These are 1, 2, 3s. Again, no 4s in the middle, just like there are no 6s in the middle. The problem with the 4, 6 is not only can they hide in here, they could hide in there. I don't know which is which. Am I going to do a bit more coloring again? I was thinking I'm sort of done with that, if I'm honest. But I'm not. Maybe I need to be using the diagonals, and I haven't really been using them so far. Yeah, maybe. No 1 in here. Not a huge deduction, let's be fair. So this is 2, 3, 4. Don't know what the polarity is of this. I know we've got 2 blues and then 2 greens or 2 purples, so it kind of all lines up. I don't know what this is. The fact that this is not a 1 is not particularly useful, because I could still have a 2 in here and a 4 in there, and that would be fine, and that would be a 9, and everyone would be happy. Singing and dancing and everything. Right, I did say I will give this 5 more minutes. I do need to pause. Sorry about this. I'll be right back, and Regency Solitaire, I'll figure out what that is all about in a second. See you soon. Well, almost instantly for you guys. Right, sorry about that. Although for you, it was just a second. Hopefully I'm going to be able to pick up right up. I am going to come back to this. It already looks intriguing and interesting, but let's just focus on what's going on in here. Right, so I wasn't too clear about what is the next step, and I'll be honest, I'm still not too sure. I could see 5s as one of these. I could see in the bottom it'll be one of these, because I need 2. 1 will be in this row, 1 will be in this row, but I'm really not sure. I don't know if I... Yeah, so this is where I left it. I was thinking that I need to use the diagonals more, but again, I'm not even sure how. So I'm just looking at places for 4s and 6s in a lot of these boxes, and I'm finding that there are way too many spots for 4s and 6s. So restricting the German whisper lines doesn't feel like the next step here. I've ignored entirely a Renban in the middle. That's embarrassing. Right, so remember, I have 2 blues, 2 reds. I actually know what this is. There is no 2 in here. This has to be 6 or 7. And then again, this is 3, 4, 6, or 7. So this was there ages. There's no 3 in here. There's no 7 in there. Therefore, there is no 8 in here. Therefore, there is no 1 in here. This is 2, 3. And this is therefore no 2 in there. Wow, Sleuth, come on. Right, 6, 7, this is high. This can be a 6, unfortunately. So this is 6, 7, 8. There is no 9. That's quite important. And there is no 9. This is not the 4. This is a 1. This is a 4. This is the 9. Right, we're up and running again. That's much better. 8, 9. This one leaves 6 as an option. One of these is a 7. Can't join 6, 7, 8 without an odd digit. 7 is the only odd digit. That is not a 7. This is 6 or 8. This is no longer a 2. Sorry, this is no longer a 1. That's not a 6. That's an 8. Right, that is not 8. This is 6, 7 pair. Whatever this digit is, it's in here. That 8 could still be 1, 2, or 3. This is now a low digit, because it's not 6, 7, or sorry, it's not 6 and it's not 8. It is a low digit, which would make this a 4, a 2. This is therefore the 3, the 6. This is a 1, the 2. Hopefully that made sense. The 3 obviously would have had a 6, which is not available, so that had to be 4 to go down to 2. 2 and 4 on the Renban means that this would have to be a 3, and this was high, it would always going to be the 6. This is, so none of these are 4 now. This is 3, 6, 7. With a 6, 7 in here and 8, 9 there. Okay, that 2 gave me a 3, which gave me a 6, which gives me a whoa, 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 whoa. What is going on here? Sleuth, you broke it. How did you break it? There is a low, there is a high, there is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's the only way that's possible. Removes 1 and 2 from here. This was 6, 7 and 6, 7, 8. It removed the 7. Because this is 8, 9. Yes, because 6 and 7 are gone. Forces these to be 8, 9. Forces these to be 6, 7. The 4, this couldn't be the 4 because that would have placed a 9 in here, and this couldn't be an 8 because it's an 8-9 pair. So that was not the 1, sorry, that was not the 4. It had to be the 1. That had to be the 4, and that had to be the 9. I am so far liking everything I'm deducing here. Now, if you remember, for this particular Renban, I was saying it could be 3, 4, 6, 7. I could have a 7 and a 6 in here. Now, I removed the 6 because this was not 7, 8. And the reason this was not 7, hang on, why is this not a 9? What was wrong with 9? I get why it's not 7, but it could have been a 9. And I get why it's not 6. Rubbish. Sleuth. Basics. Absolute basics. Right. So that addresses why I'm not going to use it. That this is not the 6 and this is not the 1. No, not good. Not good. This is still the 7. Still allows me to do 7, 6, 3. This is still not 1, 2. That is correct. Right, we're going to have to figure our way from here. Sorry, I'm back to looking at the diagonals. Hang on, there is a 1 here. And I was pretty happy with that 1. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5. This is all blue. Interesting. 2, 3, 4, 5. Not a 5. Clearly not a 5 in here either. This is 2, 3, 4, 5. The 9 is not in these cells. This is 6, 7, 8. This is no longer a 6 because, oh, in fact, that is an 8 because it's next to 3, 4. That is 6, 7. These are 6, 7, 9. Here, this is 6 or 7. Again, we don't know which it is. No 9, no 9, no 9. That's the 9. This is a 6, 7 pair. And this is 5 or 8. Because it's not 6 or 7, not 9, and it's obviously not the low digits. That's not a 4 because that's not a 9. That is not a 4. The 4 is down here. If I can place some of these that are on the diagonal, this will help. I don't know if that's the way I'm meant to kind of figure this out. Maybe. So if that's a 6, that would be 1. This is not a 4 because it's an 8. That is a 3. That is a 6. That's a 7. This is 6, 8. That 6 gives me a 7, a 2, a 6, a 3. A 3 is next to an 8 and 9. An 8 in here. This is not 2 or 3. It's a 1. That's a 2. That's a 1. Lovely. Much happier now. That 6 gave me the 7 and the 6. Just use your pencil mark, Sleuth. That 8 gave me a 9 in here, which... What was wrong with 4 on this one? Why did I take it out? Yes, because for some reason I didn't have a 9 earlier. So ignore that. Ignore that. Okay, that 7 means, oh, this is not 3 or 7, this is 4, 6, which makes this, amazingly, a 1-9 pair. If it's a 4, it's a 9, if it's a 6, it's a 1, and that 1 and that 9 disambiguated all. Sorry, 9, 1, therefore 6, 4, and I have my polarities. Purple is now red, green is now blue, and we can absolutely move forward from here. That's an 8, that's the only remaining high digits on there. That is a 2, only remaining high digits on there. These are 2, 3, 4. That's not a 2, this is 3, 4. There has to be now a 4 in here. It's not on the 7, it is here. The 7 demands a 2 because the 1 is not available. That's the 3. This cell here now is 7, it's forced. Lovely. I actually haven't done anything useful with this 2, 3, 4, 5. That 8, hang on, what is going on? That is not 4 or 2, it's 1 or 3, both are allowed. This is 1, 3, that's the 4. This is also 6, 7, just finishing the pencil marks on this row. Not sure. I was just about to say it is a 6, but hang on, no, that's not true. Just because there's no 6s in here, that doesn't mean anything. So I need 2, 4, 5, and 7, and the 7 has to be in here. This is 2, 4, or 5. It's not a 4. This is 2, 5. This looks very dodgy. Sorry, let me just take a step back. So it wasn't a 3. It wasn't a 4. It's 2 or 5. This is... yeah, it's... right, so my options are 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2, 4, 5, and 7. 7 is not here, not there, that's the 7. 4 is not in any of these, that's the 4. That's back to 2, 5. I'm happier with that. That is not a 4. That is not a 2. Not exactly helpful, but okay. This cell we just know, I should just write it in, it's a 5. These cells are a 3, which can only be in here, and an 8. This is a 9, doesn't help. This is still 1 or 3. This is not a 6, it's a 7, so that was a possibility indeed. That gives me a 6 in here. There's a 7 for sure in there, which makes sense with 5, 7, or 8. The 7 is not this cell, it's that cell. That is another 5, 8. I need 2, 3, and 5 in here. That 3, 5 tells me that's the 2. This is 3, 5. That 3 tells me that's the 3. That's the 5. Which makes this 8. Makes this 5. Makes this another 1, 3. But it's not a 1. It's a 3. It's a 1. Looking good so far. Gives me a 3 in here. Not a 3 there. That's a 2, 5 pair. Gives me a 3, 4 pair in here. That 3 actually gives me more. That's 4. That's 3. And that 2 and 5 are still not resolved. They are resolved. That's a 2. That's giving me a 5, a 2, a 5, sorry, a 2. Can I do some Sudokus? Probably 4. Gives me a 4. 4 I can type. 3 is done. 2 is in here. I can write in this digit. It's a 6. These are 1, 9, 1, 8, 9. Not looking good, because essentially that's not a 1. Right, I think at this point we basically used all of the variant clues, and it's just Sudoku to sort of wrap up, isn't it? So in here I need 6 and 9. That 9 tells me that's the 9, that's the 6. The 2 is not in here or there, that's the 2. That is a known digit, which is a 5, I'm going to say. These are 7 and 4. That's the 4 because of this 4. That's the 7. I need 5, which is in here because of this 5, and an 8. I need a 1, which can only be in here because of these 1s. I need a 3, which is one of these cells. It's 3 in there. 4, which can only be in here. And 6. Lovely. Right, I'm sure I've got this. So forget 189 for a second. What are the other digits? So 1 and 9, ignore that. Look at 7. 7 surely can be placed. 7. So forget the 8. There are digits I can place. The 5, for example, that's the 5. The 6, that's the 6. That forces an 8 in here. 9 and 1. 8. 9 and 8. And then 9 in here. And if I've not made any other mistakes, it was one clumsy one. That's the one for the finish. That's a beautiful puzzle once again, Megan 033. When you left me, you were but the learner. Now you are the master. Regency Solitaire 2. I will check it out at some point. I love the puzzle. Get a heart. And thank you so much for the puzzle, Megan 033. Thank you guys for watching. Hope they enjoyed the puzzle and the video. I think the video was largely okay, other than just some awful pencil marks, but once spotted, I recovered, I think, reasonably quickly. See you guys, or hope to see you guys for the next video. Bye-bye for now.